Hi, this is Lena. Today we are going to see a Casuarina tree from 12th standard unit 2 poem. About author. Author name is Torudat. She was a Bengali poet from the Indian subcontinent. She wrote English and French. She was the third daughter of the family. The Dutt family was a family of identified intellectuals and poets. She also had been taught by excellent English tutors at home and later on of the long stay in Europe and England. Thor's involvement in Western life and culture, loved the land of her birth, and remained thoroughly Indian in her consciousness and sensibility. Besides her well known collections of poems with the title Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan, she has to her credit a volume of poems in French titled Shift Clenched in French Fields, a Casuarina Tree. The most well known of Thoreau's poems was included in her miscellaneous poems. Miscellaneous poems means different kinds of poem. Today we are going to see an outline of the poem. Like a huge python winding round and round, the rugged trunk indented deep with scars, up to its very summit near the stars, a creeper climbs in whose embraces bound no other tree could lie. But gallantly the giant wears the scarf, and flowers are hung in crimson clusters all the boughs among, wherein all day are gathered bird and bee, and often at nights the garden overflows with one sweet song that seems to have no close, sung darkling from a tree while men repose. The first stanza of a Casuarina tree begins with the image of the tree. The poet remembers the tree being owned by a creeper like a python. Its hold was too tight, for it had left the scar on the trunk. The poet further says that no other tree would have sustained this hold, for it is too strong, but our tree did. And also the tree has proudly worn those scars like a scarf, representing its strength. To further describe its strength, the poet says it is filled with crimson flowers in every bough like a crown that invited birds and bees. Often at night, when the poet could not sleep, she used to listen to the music that filled her garden as if it has no end. When first my casement is wide open thrown, at dawn my eyes delighted on its rest. Sometimes, and most in winter, on its crest, a grey baboon sits statue like alone, watching the sunrise, while on lower boughs his puny offspring leap about and play, and far and near cocillas hail the day. Unto their pastures went our sleepy cows, and in the shadow on the broad tank cast. By that old tree so beautiful and vast, the water lilies spring like snow enmassed. The second stanza of A Casuarina Tree details the experiences of dawn which delighted the poet. Every morning, as she opens her window, her eyes rest on the tree, and delighted, she presents the picture of the changing scene with the seasons. Sometimes, during other seasons, and mostly during winter season, she has seen a baboon sitting on the top branch, like a statue waiting to receive the first ray of sunlight, whereas her puny offspring plays around in the lower branch of the tree. Along with this scenic beauty, the poet also experienced the kokila's welcoming note. Kokilas means it is like a bird, like a cuckoo bird welcoming everyone. She has also observed the cows guided towards the pastures and the water lilies spring under the shadow of the oak tree like gathered snow. But not because of its magnificence, dear is the casuarina to my soul. Beneath it we had fled. Though years may roll, O sweet companion, loved with love intense, for your sake shall the tree be ever dear, blent with your images it arise. In memory till the odd tears blind mine eyes, what is the dirge-like murmur that I hear, like the sea breaking on a shingle beach? It is the tree's lament and hairy speech that happily to the unknown land may reach. In the third stanza, the speaker turns more subjective in the memory associated with the tree. She comments on why the tree will remain dear to her always. Besides the morning bliss, the tree reminds her of the time she played with her siblings. The tree, blended with the memory of them, gives her the image of intense love they shared, leaving the poet in tears. The poet mourns for those departed souls as she thinks down the memory lane, and she imagines that the tree shares her loss, which she hears as dirge-like murmur. It resembles the waves breaking on a pebble beach. Unknown yet well known to the eye of faith, I have heard that wail far, far away, in distant land by many a sheltered bay. When slumbered in his cave the water roared, and the waves gently kissed the classic shore of France or Italy beneath the moon. When earth lay tranced in a dreamless swoon, and every time the music rose before mine inner vision rose a form sublime. They form, O tree, as in my happy prime. I saw thee in my own loved native clime. In the fourth stanza, the poet presents an in-depth connection with the tree. Through the image of waves, she takes us to the foreign land which is unknown yet well known, where the waves gently kiss the classic shore. Whenever this music of the waves touching the waves rises, it arouses the memory of the tree in front of the poet's eyes, as she has seen in her youth. Therefore, I fain would consecrate a lay unto thy honor, tree, beloved of those who now in blessed sleep for I repose, dearer than life to me, alas, where they may thou be numbered when my days are done, with deathless tree like those in Borrowdale, under whose awful branches lingered pale, fear, trembling, hope, and death, the skeleton, and time the shadow, and thou there was, that would thy beauty fain, oh fain recurse. May love defend thee from oblivion curse. The final stanza, the speaker wants to erect something. She wants to build something in the honor of the casuarina tree. For those who were beloved, who are resting in peace, loved it. She wants the tree to live long like those trees of Borodale, making a reference. Borodale, it is a tree which is given in the reference of the Wordsworth yew trees. Also, she makes an attempt to distinguish the trees of England from the casuarina tree, connecting to her varying emotions, connecting to her different emotions. The casuarina tree stands for nostalgia, longing, and memory, whereas the trees of England reflect her isolation. Final lines of the poem underscore the idea of a poem as a written memory. The poet seeks love to protect the tree and her poem from the time's ravage. Ravage means severe damage. Thank you for watching. If you like, subscribe my channel Step Up Learning with Lina. Thank you.